Hello, my name is Praise, but I'm Riza. I run and own Fort City Bakery. It's one of the best bakeries in the heart of Fort Portal. My dream started about 4 years ago. I was out of campus. I was now a married woman. I was a mother of one. And I realized there wasn't so much opportunity for me in the office because now I had a child to take care of, a family to take care of, and so I was looking for what I could actually do to help and contribute something to my now family. We're already living in Fort Portal, so I looked around to find who could train me in the passion that I'd always had, from childhood. And there's no one. I wanted to do baking and cooking, and there were very many other people doing it in this town. But I wasn't well welcomed because people have these reservations. It's my talent, it's my skill. I don't want to share this knowledge. I'm going to train Praise, and she's going to be a competitor. So I realized people had this reservation, and they were not willing to train. And much as it was a disappointment for me, it was a wake-up call that there was opportunity to bless people out there. So I sought a tough path of going to seek training in Kampala. That was a big change for us. By the time I was able to go to Kampala, now there were 2 children. It was as if you're separating from your marriage. It wasn't clear, but for me there was a big call on the inside of me to go and seek training, and I was sure that I wanted to come back and practice that in Fort Portal. So I went, and then I landed on a free government training. This training was specifically for school dropouts, P7 dropouts, senior 4 dropouts. And now me, I had a bachelor's, and I wasn't allowed to do the training. But the way systems are, I had to find a way of disguising myself to fit in that category and actually get training. Cut my hair short, remove the rings, no more jewelry. I was on the rota of cleaning toilets. You're lining up for government pens and books. It was a tough time. I have 2 children at home. Your husband doesn't know exactly what you're up to, but he's just supporting you just in case it works. So I did my training for 6 months. It was in baking, majorly. At the end of the 6 months, we moved back to Fort Portal. When we moved back, I started doing my small cakes from the house. And I remember my very first cake I made in this town. I just made an offer to a friend of mine. It was her birthday. But she has very many friends, so she went to a bar with the cake, and people loved the cake. And everyone was like, this cake came from Kampala. So she called me the following day with very many orders, and she was telling me people think this cake came from Kampala. I was like, no, it's not. Like, we can also do nice things in Fort Portal. So before I knew it, I wasn't ready. I hadn't thought about business. I didn't even know what business was. All I had was a skill to put out there. So I started making cakes for people. I wasn't thinking, what are the inputs, what are the outputs? What's a good flavor, what's a bad flavor? Sometimes I would mix colors and they are bitter. And for me, all I'm thinking is, it's color, why is it bitter? Client will eat cake and be like, the icing was bitter, but the cake was nice. So it's like I was walking up to a level I had not seen myself come to. So long story short, I start dreaming big. I start, growing beyond myself. Late last year, I was able to move business now from my home, because now clients were so many coming to my home, and I wanted to separate it from home. So I moved to this place. It was my first outlet. And now I realized I needed to train people to work with. And people would come, they want to learn, but they are not able to actually part with the amount that can help you train them. And so I kept thinking, people need training. People actually want to do these things. How can I be relevant in this community? I don't want any other young woman to have to leave her home, or because she's going to Kampala to seek training. Yet I'm here. So for me, I found beauty in having to train someone, and tomorrow if I'm overwhelmed with work, I can call them. And they do the same work as exactly as I would do it, So I first trained one person, she went out, then another one, and so the dream kept growing big and bigger. Right now I've trained about 25 ladies. Some are still mothers, others are young girls who are, in fact there's one girl who is doing this as her side hustle at the university. So she told her dad, only pay my accommodation, I'm going to pay my rent, and for me, I'm going to pay my tuition. And for me, those things move me. So for now, my dream is to launch out a bit more officially and professionally, because now there are people who want to do this with a professional touch. When someone goes to, a restaurant, a big hotel, they're going to be asked, where did you study this from? So they want a form of, document that proves that they actually learned, not this thing of I know how to. So now my dream is to start a Christian vocational school, and I've called it Tosha. So it's going to be Tosha Christian Vocational School. Tosha means to bloom, to flourish. So I want it to be an institution where young people can come and their dreams are helped to bloom and to flourish. And I want to see them becoming what they were not, what they didn't even dream of before they came to the institution. So for now, I want to pursue getting, the certification from the Directorate of Industrial Training, so that when my students come to the school, at the end we can have our celebration, our graduation, and they can get their, documents, and they can go as far as they want, and they get these skill jobs. Yeah. And I don't want it to only be in baking, though we are going to begin with baking because that's where I'm an expert now. But I want it to cut across. They can learn woodwork, they can learn hairdressing, but I want it to all be together in one umbrella of a Christian vocational school. Why Christian? Because I am one and I do not compromise on my values. And also that puts me in line to know that I've brought on people's children. I must go by the profession to give them what they signed up for. So I am glad because finally I'm seeing this dream come to pass. I would like to so much thank Imagine Her that has come in and pulled out and helped us realize that even if they are big dreams, they can actually come to pass. So Mina, I'm excited about next year because it's going to launch out, it's going to be beautiful. I'm just waiting to see it come to pass.